Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. This is Michael. It's a special time. I'm coming back. I've been away, um, certainly focusing on this wonderful online retreat that we just completed this past Sunday, the Sacred Solo online retreat, where we spent several days in classes creating a solo journey that really gets to the heart of the matter of what we're wanting on a deep way psychologically. And then each participant took a trip by themselves with purpose and intention and with the opportunity to do a psychological act, to do something that really, even if it's just writing a letter, but something that hits them on a very, very deep psychological level. That being alone and being on the road and being maybe in a hotel room or in a campground, that kind of experience can give you an opening to that kind of deep feeling of connection with yourself, with nature, with the road, and with your soul. So, in that regard, I wanted to share with everybody something really cool for me, but hopefully really cool for you. The book that I wrote, The Zen of Solo Travel. Here it is, everyone. A journey from anxiety to enlightenment. And that journey is a journey we're all going on ongoingly. So, this book was released this month, 2014. My dear friend Ellen in New York, hosted a book launch party for me. We had dozens of people there. It was I gave a reading. It was just an amazing, amazing day. And the book has now affected a lot of people all over the world. The book has traveled all over the world, is a very exciting concept for me, this self-published book that I put my heart and soul into, but not just my heart and soul into the book, but these ideas. And these ideas seem to coalesce around this nothing more than a 10-day journey that I took to Japan. But in the book, I somehow was able to access a doorway into the healer in me, into the father in me, and certainly into the writer in me. And in that regard, I like to connect so deeply to the work of Jack Kerouac, the author of On the Road. Some people don't even know who Jack Kerouac is when I talk to them, and that's okay. But we really want to look at Jack Kerouac for a special voice, a voice that I seek not just in my own writing, but to understand that what I take from Kerouac in my own life and in my work and in my offerings is something, the idea that the road is like a mirror. The road becomes a healing medicine. It just allows us to be and receives us and puts us into receiving mode. And that's something that is hard to be in when we're facing what we're facing in our lives. Many of us are going through a lot of stress. Many of us are confused about a lot of things at work, personal lives, emotional lives, our own healing. It's a deep and intense time to be alive. So I think it's great to go back to this book and see that it's aged well, and to offer everybody a couple of readings mixed with some mirroring to offer learning to you that will give you some insight from the book and into your life. So the book is a set of 36 chapters. I can imagine I'll be doing more live streams focused on the book, because this idea of this cycle of 36, a lot going on there. I won't go too deep into it, but the main thing is that, excuse me, let me get some water. I'm on live. Oh my God, I have water. I'm glad you're all watching. I know that you might not be on watching this as I'm reading it live, but you'll be seeing it later because it stays in the. Let me just make sure. Okay. It stays in the library of the Healing Momentum YouTube channel. So if you're hearing this later, my first thing to say before I start this reading is I want to sit with imagining what you might be going through. I work with people one-on-one. I see what's happening inside them, and I know what this time is like. If this book is aged well, there'll be some universal principles in here. So the piece I was going to say again, forgive me for the little bit of, haven't been on YouTube for a while, so I'm getting back in, and today's my first day back after about a month and a half. The chapters, the 36 chapters, are a 2-page introduction about this idea of the solo traveler, and then a true story fictional narrative of my sort of fictionalized biography of that 10-day trip and seeing me experience this journey of the hero awakening in Japan, this awakening of self, connecting to self through going all the way across the world to another side of the world, to be gobbled up inside of Japan and to let myself sort of burst open like a fruit dropping out of the sky. Hey, here I am in Japan. What am I? What's inside? And getting a taste of the juice and then coming home. There was a possibility of me staying in Japan. Read the book, you'll find out. But anyway, let's look at this because I want to make an impact in your life from this reading. So, this concept of the solo traveler, the introduction of chapter 1, are you ready for solo travel? Are you ready for solo travel? You must leave everything behind. So this is the introduction of the book, of the chapter 1. And we look at this concept of the solo traveler, and then here it goes into the narrative of me leaving New York and potentially leaving my marriage. So each chapter is like that. So let's look at this introduction and wonder about this idea of the solo traveler. And if you could just invite your imagination to see you're a solo traveler. All of us are these unique bodies, personalities going through this individual journey in the collective consciousness of humanity. And if we could see our own lives on a solo journey, on this sort of sacred unfolding of the hero within, then you may gain something from this, especially when you look at the idea of why someone would want to take a journey by themselves. Certainly for adventure, certainly for the curiosity of seeing other lands, but in the sense of seeing the road as healing, what would be the starting point? And this is where I try to offer my perspective as a healer, as a writer, as a messenger, where we can look at personal dilemma of a stuck emotional place and sort of sense where we're at that place of I have to leave this, but I can't leave this. I have to leave this, but I can't leave that. That kind of emotional stuckness that so many of us have in our lives that keep us alive and clinging to something. That's the starting point that I want you to look at. So here's the reading. As a solo traveler, you are compelled to embark upon a journey because you must. You may be stuck, cornered, buried by the conditions of your life. You may be overwhelmed by a complex situation or a personal crisis. You'd love to run away from it all. You may be ensnared in the trap of a frustrating relationship, pulling you apart from both ends, triggering thoughts that keep driving you crazy. You're trapped in a dilemma. You know you need to leave something. You know you know you need to leave something, but you're too terrified to break out. Yet if you stay, you'll never be at peace. Let's just sit with that. So I want these to be teachings, not just me sort of, hey, here's my book. I'm really reading from it to celebrate it and celebrate its journey, but to involve you, the viewer, watching, and to sense some value from the reading right now. So thinking about this idea of personal dilemma, there's this stuck place where it's like, I can't seem to get past this, or I feel this topic really has a hold on me and I don't really know what to do here. That's a great moment to experience a solo journey where you practice intentionally leaving everything behind for a while, to have this emotional release and this opening and this connection in nature and this awakening, and to see where your life is really taking you. But look, in this moment, if you stay, you're too terrified to break out, yet if you stay, you'll never be at peace. A lot of us find that in society right now. It'd be very difficult what we're going through in today's world right now. So let's do some mirroring out of that and sense how the just noticing where you have personal dilemma may be the beginning of your own journey of healing beyond it. Okay, so mirroring is just repeating back the affirmations that I'm offering right now. Let's begin. So mirror this back out loud. Michael is my collaborator, and he wants to offer me something good right now. There's an excellent lesson about his work that I can learn. When I have a stuck place inside me emotionally, the best way out is to simply notice and allow the feeling to move. This is me noticing my stuck places This is me realizing that by noticing, there's movement. Very good. So let's go back to the book. Understanding that what we're trying to do is be very honest with ourselves. A solo journey is such deep, intimate honesty with ourselves. We're creating a whole new world for our lives for this temporary pocket of time. It's very exciting to realize that there's a whole other dimension of ourselves that comes simply from flying all the way to Greece or taking a bus down to the river when you know your broken leg is going to be a difficulty, but your will wants to get you down by the river. Yesterday, I walked 5 miles one way to the beach and 5 miles back because I wanted to be by the beach and I wanted to walk. So this is about seeing further dimensions of yourself. And it's hard to do that when there's a personal dilemma. So far, what we're getting from today's session, this live stream session, is this idea of that the road can give us movement, and part of that movement is by being by ourselves and connecting and noticing our emotional lives. And that through noticing what's happening, even if we have a stuck place on the outside, by noticing the feeling on the inside, then we can see some movement. And so let's go see if we find any movement on the second part of the reading. Whether you fly to the other side of the globe or simply drive aimlessly down the highway, you are claiming a pocket of time for yourself, solo traveler, temporarily vanishing from the life you've been living, suspended in motion, surrendering to the momentum of life. Once alone on the journey, you will blissfully drown in the land of your choosing. Like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, you will go through a beautiful metamorphosis. You will awaken into a more brilliant, more fascinating, more alive version of you. A little taste of the book and a little taste of learning. I hope you got something from our little reading of the Zen of Solo Travel today. And I hope you got something from the mirroring, from the ideas that I'm offering about if you have a dilemma, you want to notice the feeling. The notice the feeling lets the feeling have more space and sense the idea of the road, and this movement forward and ahead is the kind of transition that of movement happening that allows us to visualize the movement of the emotion below the surface of the dilemma, and gives us the courage to go on a journey like writing a book is a journey. So hopefully you can enjoy the book on your own. This camera's kind of funny. Okay, it's opposite. There you go. The Zen of Solo Travel, a journey from anxiety to enlightenment. We're always moving from more anxiety to more enlightenment and serving others and awakening ourselves. So it's a book of process and learning and awakening. And I hope you get it. It's at the zenofsolotravel.com. Please check it out. It's a great, funny, awesome read, worth reading. You can get through it really, really fast. And if you're interested in doing some mirroring work with me, just go over to Instagram right now and give me a DM at Healing Momentum about your inquiry. And I am happy to talk to you about setting something up on Zoom for an initial session to see how mirroring can impact you, your thinking, your communicating, your relationships, your mood, your direction, business, leadership, all those things from a professional development side. So check in with me about an intro session on Zoom, seeing how mirroring can give you, with me and mirroring, you can have, I hope, the best coaching session that you've ever had before in this intro session with me. Hey, thank you so much for hearing from me and from my teaching and from mirroring, and certainly hearing from the book. I want you all to have a very good day and enjoy this live stream. Thank you for getting back in the game, for helping me be inspired to get back in the YouTube game. And I plan to be very devoted to giving my YouTube audience a lot moving ahead. Thank you, everyone. May you prosper. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.